but I'm glad you all are here now. So go ahead and come into mountain pose. Press into the feet, activate the arches. Drop into the breath, allowing the mind to follow the breath so that you think I breathe in and I breathe out. I breathe in, I breathe out. And then bring your hands to Anjali Mudra at the heart center. And as you inhale, sweep the arms down and up. And exhale back to the heart center. Go 2 more times. Keep going. Inhale up. And exhale back. And once more, inhale. And exhale. And then bring the hands to the fronts of the legs, bend the knees, and go ahead and hinge forward, sliding down and up. So practicing and learning this way of doing a forward fold is really helpful. It's the safest way to bend forward because you're supporting the weight of your upper body with your arms pressed to your legs. It also improves your proprioception so that you have a sense of where your legs are in space, even when you're not looking at them. One more time, forward and up. And just this morning, I was reading about somebody's mother was in an assisted living and she bent down to pick something up and fell over forward. And I was thinking, if she learned to do this, she would learn how to pick something up where her weight wouldn't get ahead of her. But, so it helps with functional mobility as we age. Go ahead and bring your hands to the heart center here and lengthen. Come into your breath and feel the contact of your feet into the earth. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. And then lift your heart center up, look up, and then exhale, draw the hands down the midline. So we're going to do this a few times, inhaling up and exhaling down the midline. So this can be vata provoking if you don't feel grounded and rooted. And because the days are shorter, and that tends to make us you can feel low energy, a low sense of energy because of the cold and the darkness. We just want to counterbalance that. Lifting up, but staying connected to the earth so that the energy has a grounding wire. Go one more time, inhale and exhale. And then bring your hands low on your hips and keeping the knees straight, hinge forward in half forward folds and lift back up. Make sure you're engaging the muscles of the belly and also the root lock. So lifting up on the muscles of the pelvic floor, gently holding those and coming back up and releasing. Keep going like this, hinging forward and lifting up. And once more, hinging forward and lifting up. And then bring your hands to the heart center, and we'll go into Utkatasana, power pose. So inhale, the arms come down and up. And as you exhale, draw the hands down the midline, bend the knees, let the sits bones come back. And then inhale as you press up. And exhale, bringing your hands to the heart. Inhale up. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale up. And exhale. Keep going, flowing through. So notice how your energy feels here. In this flow, this could be considered tridoshic, balancing all 5 elements, because this is vata provoking. This is kapha, connecting to the earth element. And because you're using the muscles of the belly, engaging here, that gets into the fire and water elements, or pitta dosha. Inhaling up. Exhale, Utkatasana. Inhale back up. And exhale your hands here. And then bring the arms down and just step your feet out just a little bit. And we're gonna do these hula hoop kind of moves. So you're just rotating your pelvis on top of the leg bones. And you want to feel that ball and socket joint. So the leg bone is the ball and the hip is the socket. Sort of like a trailer hitch, you know how the trailer hitch, you got that ball and then you got that metal piece on top. So when you turn a corner, the trailer can follow you. And then also notice how your feet accommodate for the redistribution of the weight as you're making this move. And then when you're ready, just reverse that, going back the other way. Try to relax into it. You want to lift your torso up off the heads of the femurs, but you want to be relaxed in your legs. And then bring this to a close. And bring your feet back in and bring your hands to the heart. And we're going to do some half forward folds here. So inhale the arms up. And as you exhale, bring the arms down a little bit lower than shoulder height. Rotate the palms towards the wall behind you, hinge forward. Inhale as you lift up, lift the arms up overhead, and exhale the hands down the midline. Inhaling up. And exhale as you swan dive forward, and inhale up and down the midline. Keep going like this. So you always want to build the strength into a pose as you're building the stretch. So as you come forward here, you lengthen the muscles in the backs of the legs and the low back. And then as you lift, those muscles contract to lift you back up. So you're building the strength. And you want to move slowly enough to allow the muscles to do that work. You're also using bandhas here, the root block and the belly. Because yoga isn't about being all stretchy and limber. It's really about balance in the body. And both energetic balance, and I like to use the 5 elements or the doshas from Ayurveda. But some people use chakras or koshas. They're all Eden, Pingala, there are all kinds of ways to look at energy in the human body. And then physically, you want to balance limberness and strength. They are 2 opposing forces, limberness and strength. 2 opposing forces we want to hold in our bodies simultaneously. One more time, come up. Bring the arms down the midline, bring your hands down and take a few breaths. I breathe in and I breathe out. And then step your feet out, maybe just a little bit wider than shoulder distance. And we're going to do raincoat arms. So this is a twist. And you just let the arms fly out according to centrifugal force, if I remember my physics. And then you want to just start tapping. And you're tapping under the rib cage, both the front and the back body. And so on the front, you're tapping into the organs of digestion, the gallbladder, the liver, the pancreas, the spleen. That's not really an organ of digestion, but it's an organ of, they think it may play a role in the immune response. And then on the back, you're tapping into the adrenal glands, which sit on top of the kidneys and play a role in the stress response. And we know that the stress response and digestive health are linked. Keep going. That the gut produces more serotonin than the brain, actually. That's why when we're upset, a lot of times we say we feel like we were sucker punched, or sometimes there's some nausea or vomiting related to stress. Okay, so bring that to a close and just stay here and breathe and just notice what the energy is doing now. And just allow yourself to experience it. Now, bring your hands right here and your feet maybe about the same distance apart. We're just going to bend and straighten, floating the arms down and up. This is exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. So just keep going. The next time you bend your knees, bring your weight onto your right foot, roll up on the left, and then back through center. And just relax into this. So if you came into class late, you might want to check and make sure that your device is on mute. So unmute everybody at the beginning of class, but if you come in late, you may not automatically be muted. And then begin lifting that foot and coming back through center, and lifting the toes and back through center, and just keep going. And hopefully, when you get to the part where you're allowing the leg to lift off, there's not really anything that's changing in the standing leg whatsoever, that you practiced it with both feet on the ground the way you're going to do it when you start taking this balance. This is the quickest way to improve and maintain balance. Balance is one of the things that as we age, it tends to deteriorate. And it's important to maintain balance, not because you want to do a tree pose or a warrior three pose, but because you don't want to take a fall. And so it's great to practice yoga in a way that helps you improve and or maintain your functional mobility so that you can do the things you enjoy doing. Okay, next time both feet are on the mat, stay here and breathe. And then bring your feet a little bit closer together and just rock from side to side and see how much play you have in this without straining or stressing about it, just seeing how far over can I go. Make sure you feel the lengthening through the spine and just gently moving from side to side. And the next time your hips come over to the right, bring your left arm up. I think that's, do I have that backwards? Yes, I do. So I'm sorry, come back to the rocking. A little brain malfunction. Okay, so when your hips go over this way to the left arm comes up and over. You make this crescent moon and then come back. And then the right hips come over, the right arm comes up, make that crescent moon and back through center and left arm up and back through center and right arm up and back through center. So keep going. And the next time your left arm comes up and over, just stay here and breathe, lengthening the spine. Coming back through the midline and over to the other side. So the right arm is up and over, the right hip is out to the side, and you're breathing here. And then bring that to a close. So bring your hands back out here, step your feet out here, and come back to this balance practice. And then we're going to take it from here to tree pose. So bend both knees, bring your palms right here, engage the bandhas straight and bring the right foot to the right calf. Come back through center, engage the bandhas, bring the left foot to the right calf. I think I said right foot to the right calf anyway. Keep going from side to side, Vrikshasana or tree pose. If this is really a challenge for you, you can just get a chair and put it here at the front of the mat and just keep your hands on the chair back for balance like this. And what that does is it gives the body a chance to relax into it and find its way. You can work on the shape of the pose, and it allows the balance to wire up. It's really more effective to get the yoga prop and support your body as it's figuring it out than it is to really struggle with it. And of course, you can always go back to just doing this a few times if you're struggling, and then come back to the balanced pose. And when you're ready, like now, bring that to a close and come to standing, dropping into the breath. Now go ahead and bring your right foot forward and your left foot back and press into the four corners. Lengthen the spine. And we're going to come in and out of a warrior one with the arms. So as you inhale, bend the right knee, bring the arms up. This is inhale. And exhale, back to straight. Inhale here. And exhale. So there's a lot of debate these days about this kind of slower, gentler practice versus something a little more dynamic and energy consuming. Go one more time, in and out, and then we'll take it and hold. And the reason why I prefer these practices that are slower, we'll stay and hold, is because this helps us regulate the autonomic nervous system. Breathing here, lengthening, and if you want a balance challenge, you can lift your face up to the ceiling, lengthening the front and the back of the neck. And then bring your head back to neutral. Lower the arms. Go ahead and hinge forward and step forward and rock from side to side. So they have done studies to look at yoga and how valuable it is as a cardiovascular exercise. And even the really dynamic forms of yoga, the Ashtanga and some of those forms of yoga are not really great cardiovascular exercise. But what they did find was that it helped people self-regulate emotions and helped them focus better. So that, to me, is the value of a yoga practice. And so you do need something aerobic, something like walking or swimming or something to augment your yoga practices. Go ahead and bring your left foot forward, your right foot back. But the nervous system needs to be exercised just like the musculoskeletal system. So inhale here. And exhale. And we know that the way you regulate the nervous system is through slow, deep breaths that help stimulate the vagus nerve, by mindfully moving the body, and meditative practices, which we always practice at the end of an asana practice and the yoga poses. We always do shavasana, and that is the meditative practice. As a matter of fact, asanas were created to help Hindu monks be able to sit still when they meditated and not to be distracted by their bodies. One more time, in and out of warrior one. And the next time you come to the pose, stay here and breathe. If you'd like to challenge your balance, you can find a focal point in front of you and follow an imaginary vertical line up to the ceiling, lengthening the front and the back of the neck, breathing here. This is uplifting. Anytime you look up and you have your arms up, you're bringing up ether and air or vata energy. Bring your head back. Lower the arms. Hinge forward, step forward. And then just rock back and forth for a little bit. And then go ahead and bring your feet underneath your hips, bend the knees. We're going to slide down and up 3 times, tipping the pelvis towards the thighs. So balancing, stretching us and strengthen the body, balancing the energetic in the body, and regulating and training the nervous system. The next time you come up, stay here. And training the nervous system to stay calm in times of stress. You know, that's quite a bit for one particular form of exercise to give you. So bring your right foot forward and your left foot back. And this time, keep your legs straight. And inhale and float this left arm up overhead. And then take this gentle twist to the right and just float the arm across the body. And then float the arm back up. Come out of the twist and float it down. Again, inhale the left arm up, twisting, floating the arm across the body. Inhale up. And exhale down. We're going to do this a few more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale up. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale up and down. Bend the right knee, hinge forward, step forward. And again, rocking side to side. So the twists really get into that fire and water energy, what's called Pitta in Ayurveda, which is in the solar plexus. And then bring that to a close, and we'll bring the left foot forward, the right foot back, and we'll do that on this side. So straight legs, you have to engage the bandhas to support. Bring the right arm up overhead, twisting to the left, float the arm across the body. Inhale the arm up. Exhale, bring the arm down. Inhaling up. Twist and exhale the arm down. Inhale the arm up. Come out of the twist. Float the arm down. Keep going. Two more times. Don't rush it. It takes time to be mindful. You know this if you've ever been really hungry and you just wolf something down without even realizing that you ate it. You have to give the mind-body time to experience any sensation that comes up. One more time. Not just in yoga practice, but in life pretty much. And then bring that to a close and go ahead and bend the left knee, step forward and back, and rocking from side to side. And then bring that to a close. Bring your feet under the hips, and again, slide down and up just 3 times. And then come back up to standing and just take a few breaths here. And then go ahead and make your way onto your back on your yoga mat. I'm just going to move my device over here so that you can see me better. So coming down onto your back like this. And you can bring your hands right here. You can take your little fingers onto the tops of the hip bones and your thumbs on the lowest rib so that your fingers are spread over the belly. And just take a few deep belly breaths. So as you inhale, see if you can feel your belly expand. And as you exhale, feel the belly release. And the reason we do this sort of practice is to help. So just keep breathing like that. You want to make sure you're not unconsciously holding tension in this area of the body. And all through the yoga practice, we are engaging and releasing Uddiyana Bandha, which is this area. But sometimes people, when they no longer need to have that tensegrity, continue to hold tension in the belly. We just want to practice releasing that. Slow, deep breaths. You might find that you can actually increase the length of your inhale and increase how long it takes to exhale when you're focusing on your breath. And it's a good practice because what it does is it expands the little alveoli sacs in the lungs. That's the little bubbly places where oxygen exchange actually occurs. And it makes the breath more efficient. And these slow, deep breaths can also help stimulate the vagus nerve, which lowers the heart rate and makes you feel more relaxed. Now, bring your knees into the chest. Bring the palms of the hands on top of the kneecaps. Lengthen the back body. And as you exhale, hug the knees into the chest. The low back may roll up a little bit. So this will be exhale. And as you inhale, the knees come forward. And exhale, hugging the knees in, and inhale, letting the knees come forward. So it's important to learn to relax everything, to identify where you hold tension in your body, and to mindfully not do that. That is as important as building muscle and building limberness in the body. And one more time, exhale, hug the knees in, and inhale, release forward, and then lower one foot and then the other. And then bring your right leg into the chest and straighten the foot up to the ceiling and just point and flex. So I'll put my foot down here. You're just pointing and flexing the toes like this. We're working all those little muscles and bones in the foot, and you'll feel it all up and down the leg. And then rotate the foot, making big ankle circles going this way. And then reverse those circles so that you're making big circles going this way. And if the foot feels sort of stiff and you feel like your foot isn't really moving very fluidly, you just need to do this practice a little bit more. Go ahead and flex the foot, reach through the heel, bend the knee, lower that foot down so that the feet become more fluid and flexible. Bring the left knee in, press it up to the ceiling, and point and flex. Because we lose a lot of the nuance in the way the foot moves when we wear shoes all the time. And then go ahead and make those big ankle circles, going one way with the foot stretched out, the knee as straight as you can get it. And then reverse, going back the other way. And then go ahead and flex the foot, reach through the heel, bring the knee in, lower the foot, and gently rock your knees from side to side, from left to right. And then bring this rocking to a close, bring both knees into the chest, palms of the hands on the kneecaps again. And this time you're going to make big circles with your knees going in one direction, and the low back can rock and roll like this a little bit on your yoga mat. You just want to make sure you're moving slowly and gently enough so that there's no pain. And then reverse those circles, going back the other way. And then go ahead and hug the knees into the chest. And then release one foot and then the other. And we'll make our way into Shavasana, straightening one leg and then the other. So this is the meditative portion of the yoga practice. Drop into your breath, inhaling and exhaling. I breathe in.